There's 400,000 children in the nation that need homes, and
some people have a notion that it's negative, it's just bad kids, but it's not. It is kids who have a right to happiness.
For me, one of the biggest challenges that trauma poses is that it has the potential to rob a child of their future.
The child doesn't deserve to stay in foster care. The child doesn't deserve to sit there and wonder what's coming next. They start questioning themselves, what did I do?
Families carry trauma throughout their lives and they pass it on to their children, and unfortunately it then gets passed on to their children.
Across the nation, you do see an over-utilization of medication with this population. I think it was last year, about mid-year, that I saw that a number of infants were even being prescribed psychotropic medication. That is kind of unbelievable.
Those kids really don't have those avenues. They don't have a support system. They don't have anyone saying, here's your next step. I'm going to be there for you in your next step.
Many states kind of release young people at the age of 18. They kind of have a birthday cake for them, if you will, and then they're on their own.
Who do they have in their life that they can go to? Where will they go for Christmas? Who will be kind of that one person that will help them with major life decisions?
I think KVC's big idea is to keep kids in families, period. We have intensive family preservation services throughout the country. We're focused on providing in-home therapy to children and families. So if services are implemented quickly and effectively with the family in partnership, then the need for out-of-home removal can be prevented. A child's time is different than an adult's time. For a 4-year-old, 2 years is half his life. And so we have to operate with that in mind. We have to understand that we need to move quickly, that every day a child is outside of his parents' home, or every day that a child is at risk, is a very long time. Keeping kids in their families or with their relatives, or at least in their own home communities in a foster home, those things are important because kids need to feel safe and secure in order to thrive. And if they're in situations that are unfamiliar to them, they don't feel stable, they feel unsure, they don't feel secure, and they can't progress. We bring in researchers and trainers to come present the information to our staff, and then sometimes we partner with those researchers to think about ways to tie their research and their work into child welfare practice specifically. By managing with data, we track anything that we possibly can. We know how long the children are staying in our care. We know the average amounts of times before reintegration can occur or before an adoption can occur. And as we watch those things and we see progress, we really dig into what's working or what's not, and then we adjust our practices based on those things. At KVC, we've implemented some systems so that we're monitoring the psychotropic medication that's prescribed to our children. We have a database, and in real time, when our staff are visiting with children, they're entering any medications the children are prescribed. And then our system is set up to alert our medical director and child psychiatrist, as well as other leaders within the organization, if there's any concern. That way we understand what the child is on, whether we need to have it reevaluated, because we don't want children to be on psychotropic medication if they don't need to be. I think any number of children in the foster care system is too many. I understand, I know that there are children that unfortunately do need to be removed from their homes for a period of time. But I think the ideal would be that we find a way to serve all children and families in their home settings. And if they need to be out of their homes, they should be out of their homes for as short a period of time as possible. We want foster care to be a temporary solution. When a child is out of his parents' home, he is placed with a family who is feeding him breakfast in the morning and getting him ready for school and taking him to appointments, and who is also there to talk with the child about the things that are going on in his life. And so including them as part of our team as we work with the family to talk about what they need in order to have the child return home, or to look at options for permanent adoption for a child if that's the way it's going. It's critical to include them because they are around the child more than anyone else at that time. 30,000 children age out of foster care in this country every year. I don't think anyone leaves a home at 18 years old and is prepared to respond to every issue that comes their way. A flat tire, a checkbook that won't balance. Most of the young people in this country can call their parents or a grandparent, and often these kids who are aging out of foster care don't have that option. So we have a responsibility to create that for them.
If we blame the system and we blame it on politics, or we blame it on the government, or we find other excuses not to help a single child, then we're just perpetuating that problem, and we're allowing that cycle of trauma to continue.
What we've found is that by addressing a child's trauma, more often than not, we're getting to the heart of why that child is having some of the challenges that they're having.
You really want to approach every child, every situation, every family as if it were your own.
We spend a great deal of time in our institute looking at latest research and then trying to apply it in our families and the work that we do.
With the infusion of technology, it makes staying close to families and children much more accessible. We're able to see children face to face on a daily basis if that's what we need to do.
We affect change in the system by changing the system radically, working ourselves out of jobs, understanding very clear when we are successful, our work will change.
We will have a far greater reach if we can take what we know here at KVC and expand it to other systems.